Hi guys, Mr. B here. It is Tuesday, the 26th of January. Bit of fun. If you get this right, I'm going to say that you do not have to do the lesson. All right, so this is a big deal. All right, you can completely forget about doing English today. I have a gem in my hand. Here it is. Okay, I'm in Mr. Hollick's room. I've stolen it from his pot of gems. Okay, if you can guess which hand this is in at the end of this, all right, and you get it correct, you don't have to do this lesson. Amazing. Ready? I'm going to put it into that hand, okay? It's in there. Guess which hand's it in? Okay, you're not allowed to change. Which hand's it in? If you guess this one, you've got to do the lesson. So it must be, oh, you've all got to do the lesson. Fantastic. Alrighty, so let's have a look at what we're doing today. Can I ask you to please carefully write the date and Walt in your book, please? Okay, so today's date, Tuesday, the 26th of January, and the Walt. Use inverted commas to punctuate direct speech. Now, this is the main lesson. This is our writing target for this term, okay? So we are actually gonna have to really switch our brains on today. I'm gonna tell you 4 rules during this lesson. If you remember these 4 rules, you can tick off our writing target for this term. All right, so if you come with me, you will get it absolutely fine. Pause the video, dates, Walt, go. Okay, let's have a look. So yesterday we started trying to improve some of our conversations between the wolf and the pig. We're just going to park that a little bit today because we're going to move on. We're going to do some practice of how we can now use the punctuation correctly. Okay, so we're just going to park it slightly and come back to it tomorrow. All right, quick one before we start. I would like you to look at these prefixes re and pre. I'm going to read some sentences. In fact, I'm only going to read one because I want to be quick with this. And I would like you to write down the sentence. See if you can spell re, or the words, the prefixes of the words with re and pre in correctly. So first one. Yesterday, I went to the recycling plant to recover my old bicycle. Okay, so you can write that down. Yesterday, I went to the recycling plant to recover my old bicycle. Just a bit of dictation, it helps us, it's good for our memory, it's also good for helping us to remember spellings or tricky spellings as well. So I'm only going to give you that one. If you want to do some others, okay, I will show you. If you want to check how you did your, how you spelt yours, that's absolutely fine. Did you remember to take precautions and prepare yourself for the mess? And then the last one, of course, I'm going to rebuild the bike. All right, so just something to have a go at and be aware of. All right, so our writing targets, this is it today. We are going to begin to use inverted commas to punctuate direct speech. We know roughly now what speech is. It is when someone's talking. However, we haven't really included any of the punctuation and the rules that are included in it. When we're writing a story, you can't use a speech bubble unless you're doing a picture book. If we're writing a story, we need to use punctuation correctly to show that somebody is talking. And today, that is what we're going to do. So, with the person next to you, or if you're in class, or if you're at home, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to think and talk about everything you know about how to punctuate, okay, punctuation, how you punctuate direct speech. Off you go. You can pause the video if that helps. Pause it now. Otherwise, I'll be sat here for 30 seconds and I want to get going. Okay. So hopefully I just jotted down some things that we might already know. Okay, so when we're writing speech, we might use a said word afterwards. So we said the words like shouted, whispered, argued, those sort of words that mean the same as said. Okay, this is what inverted commas look like. Okay, they go at the start and the end of what the character is saying. So you might know what they already look like. Okay, it just shows us that somebody's talking. And it's only what comes out of the character's mouth, okay, goes inside the inverted commas. I will not let you in, said the wolf. Okay, so the pig is saying. Okay, the last one, you can use normal punctuation. Okay, we want you to use normal punctuation within the inverted commas. Okay, so that's what some of the things we might already know. Today, I'm going to clarify that for you and make sure that we are using things correctly. All right, so whoops. I'm going to share my screen and show you a different PowerPoint that has got some of the inverted commas rules. There are 4. Can you remember them? And we're going to come back to them at the end. Okay, we're going to come back to them and see if we can share them. So here we go. Inverted commas. Here we go. So inverted commas. Now, there are some other names you might have heard them referred to. I've definitely used another name for them. There are 2 names that you might hear them referred to as well, or called. Okay, obviously speech marks. I know I've used that before. The proper term is inverted commas, but speech marks is fine. The other one is quotation marks. It's a quote. Somebody said something. Okay, and this is what they look like. Like I said, it looks like a little mini 66, but without the hole in the middle, and then a 99 without the hole again at the top. All right, so that's what they look like, and they go at the start, and these go at the end of what is said. Okay, now this is rule number 1, and it's exactly the words that just came out of my mouth. Your speech marks go at the beginning and at the end of the words spoken, just like this. Lower, please, I said. Okay, so they go at the beginning. That's what they look like at the beginning. That's what they look like at the end. That's rule number 1. You can write, if you want to write these down to help you remember them, that's absolutely fine. So rule number 2, you start a new line in your book whenever someone new speaks. Okay, for example, how are you doing today? Asked Henry. So somebody else is about to reply to that question. I'm great, said Ashton. Okay, so instead of carrying on, you start a new line. I'm great, said Ashton. Okay, so that's rule number 2. Rule number 3. We always use a capital letter to begin the direct speech. So whenever someone starts talking, okay, we start with a capital letter. Okay, what an amazing day, he announced. Okay, so the W in what gets a capital letter. That's rule number 3. And the last one that we already know this. We need to make sure that we're using everyday punctuation within our speech. And the one that I haven't touched on before is the fact that at the end of what's being said, before you close, here it is, before you close the inverted commas, we need to use a piece of punctuation, okay? It's usually a comma. It could be an exclamation mark, okay? And it's just to set that little pause before we say, I said, I shouted. There are times, okay, pause, I feel that you are a little cold, I said. Okay, so it just makes that, gives that dramatic effect. And you can see that I put a full stop after I said. Okay, so they are our full rules, okay? So let's have a think. See if you can stop the video. Can you discuss with the person next to you the 4 rules? See if you can get all 4. Go. Okay, let's see how we got on. Okay, in order to punctuate direct speech, we have the rules. Rule number 1, does anyone remember what it is? Okay, so the inverted commas go at the beginning and at the end of what is being spoken. All right, just what is being spoken. You never include the said word. All right. So when somebody new speaks, so if there's a conversation going on between two people, every single time someone new speaks, you start a new line. Okay, it's just a formatting, a presentation thing inside your book. Okay. Whenever we start direct speech, so whenever we start with that 66, if you like, you open the inverted commas, and then you must start with a capital letter. Okay. And finally, I've just included it again, include a piece of punctuation before closing the inverted commas. Okay, and I've used that example again. All right, so they are our 4 rules. All right, if you need to pause it and have a quick think again and want to read it over, please pause it. All righty, today, as I said, we're going to park our three pigs and the wolf story, okay, and our conversations there, and we're just going to have a practice, okay, so we can make mistakes today. Mistakes are good as long as we are recognizing where we go wrong. Okay, so have a go and don't worry if you make a mistake today. So we are going to use the rules, those 4 rules, okay, to have a go at writing some direct speech by just these random characters. Okay, so for example, all right, sorry, there's a lot of information on this page. Here are our rules at the top. I've included them. I'm just going to get that out of the way. Okay, so they go, oh, my light's gone off. Okay, and I can't see very much. 2 seconds. That's better. Thank you very much. Being patient. Okay, they go at the beginning and end of the words. Okay, so at the beginning, at the end. New speaker, new line. They begin, so we always begin with the capital letter, and we include a piece of punctuation before we close the inverted commas. Now, I've got this character here, okay, this superhero, and it says, hold on tight, I'll save you. So I've then put that into, so obviously we can't use this speech bubble when we write it in our page. So how am I going to write it? Okay, so first of all, have I done it correctly? So I want to say the words, hold on tight, I'll save you. So that's what she said. So at the start, I've opened up with my inverted commas. I've remembered rule number 1, okay? I'm going to skip to rule number 3. Begin the direct speech with a capital letter. Have I done that? H for hold. Yes, I have. Brilliant. Hold on tight, I'll save you. Okay, that's what she shouted, the superhero. That's what I've written. So which part of that is she actually, where did she stop talking? Hold on tight, I'll save you, shouted the superhero. Okay, so if we look carefully, hold on tight, I'll save you, exclamation. I've put a, I've ended, look, there, the speech with, and I've closed my inverted commas, all right? What I would say should be even better, because I've ended that piece of speech, sorry, can click off that, with an exclamation mark, I should have shouted the superhero with a capital letter. Okay, that's better punctuation. All right, so have I included all 4 rules? I think I have. There's the start and there's the end of what's being said. Okay, is there a new speaker? Well, there isn't a new speaker, so I don't have to start a new line. I've gone to the end of my page because there's only one person saying something. Okay, begin with a capital letter. Yes, I've done that. And include a piece of punctuation before closing the inverted commas. I've used an exclamation mark, okay, because this character here, this superhero, is saying it in quite a dramatic voice. Hold on tight, I'll save you, shouted the superhero. Okay, so that is your job for today. I'm going to ask you, you can copy that first one down for you if you want just as a guide, okay? I'm going to come back to the Go Deeper challenges in a second. I just want to show you what the task is today. So this is your task for today. So when it comes to doing the task, you can put this onto your screen and pause it here, because this is what's going to give you your work for today. You've got 6, I suppose, speech sentences to write, okay? All of these people, so this knight is saying that, and this is what they're saying. So what we're going to do, we're going to say, I'm going to start with this one down here. Are you ready to order? All right. Now I'm going to try and use my pen here. Now, how do I need to start this? Let's work together. Pause it if you're at class or in home. How do I need to start? I wanted to say some speech, okay? And I'm going to do this one down here. Are you ready to order? Hopefully you're telling me, well, Mr. Banwell, you need to, she's saying that. So I'm going to start with 2 little lines like that. Okay, now this is a lot harder for me because I'm writing with a mouse. So R, capital letter, because it's the first letter of what's being said within the inverted commas. R, no, my handwriting is not great with this thing space. Are you, wow, how am I doing this? Are you, sorry, ready? I'm going to go a bit faster, so I might lose it. Okay. Are you ready to order? O-R-D. Oh, a bit of a mess there. Apologies. Are you ready to order? Now that's a question, so I need a question mark. There is my piece of punctuation. Are you ready to order? Is what she said. Now, am I done there? Hopefully you're shouting no. Okay, because that's where this person stops talking. So I need to close the exclamation marks. Now, think about it. How would this person be saying that? Are you ready to order? Well, let's even, what is it? It's a question. So, are you ready to order? Questioned the waitress. Okay, and that is a really good, okay, I'm probably not going to write it all because you get the idea. Okay, so questioned the waitress. Okay, I'm not going to carry on. Okay, but that's what I'd write. Are you ready to order? Question the waitress. Okay, and that's the first one done. Okay, you might want to come up with your own said word. Okay, let's just think about the four rules. Okay, yes, I've used inverted commas at the start and the end of what's being said. Are you ready to order? I've used a capital letter for what the first letter of the direct speech. I've used a piece of punctuation, a question mark on this occasion, for the inside the inverted commas. Okay, and obviously there's only one person talking. So there we go. If you want to test yourself today, now you'll notice that all the said words go at the end. If you want to test yourself today, you can move on to a little bit of a go deep activity. It says, can you challenge yourself to make it even more interesting? So instead of saying, for example, of this one, hold on tight, I'll save you, shouted the superhero, can you almost add a bit more? So, hold on tight, I'll save you, shouted the superhero as she flew through the air. Okay, it gives the reader a bit more of an image. Okay, and that's what we want to do. We want to make our writing even more interesting. So can you add a little bit more to your sentence? Hold on tight, I'll save you, shouted the superhero as she flew through the air. Okay, it gives me a bit more imagery. If you perhaps have a go at doing that, okay, and if you really want to challenge yourself, okay, and you know, only if you're feeling really confident, okay, it's absolutely fine just to do what I've showed you, okay, but if you really want to challenge yourself, you can change the order in which, you know, it's just a different way of retelling, okay. The superhero flew through the air and shouted, hold on tight, I'll save you. Okay, so it's just flipping it around the other way, but the rules do not change. Okay, as soon as that person starts talking, that is when we use our inverted commas. Okay, that is me done. Quite a tricky activity. Use this page, definitely. okay? And see if you can have a go at doing, just so misalign in between each of these, all right? There's only one person speaking, so you're not putting lots of speech together, all right? Have a go at going the Go Deep challenge if you feel confident, okay? And remember our 4 rules, okay? Do not forget those. If you use them, you'll be absolutely fine. All right, I'll put you back onto this screen. Good luck, and I really love to see some of these later. So if you can, take some photos, put it on Dojo. If you're in class, I will see if I can pop down and see how you've got on. Thanks very much, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.